Welcome back to the 500 workshop. Today we're going to be fitting a new fuel pump to our 500F, and that is because this little piece here should in fact fit just here, but it's snapped off, which means it wasn't working properly. But also, looking at the bottom here, you can see that it's actually cracked the case as well. Now I think the reason for that is because there's just too much pressure on the rod that comes off the camshaft, and I'll show you how I think that might have happened. So just here we have our where our fuel pump mounts, and we have this rod which comes out and goes against the camshaft, and then we have a spacer between the block and where the fuel pump goes. Now there's two different lengths of spacer, which I didn't realise. I think this is an 8.5, and I think you get a 12 or a 12.5 one, so I think that we need to swap that out. The reason why is because there's very little movement in this mechanism, and it's quite flush. Sorry, you can't see that. So there's very little movement in this mechanism in itself, and it's quite flush with the face of the pump. So this rod in the middle here, which is coming in and out with the camshaft, should only really move a tiny amount in order to push that forward. So we're going to get our new spacer and have a look around how it all lines up. So we've got our new spacer here, and here's the old one, and you can see there's quite a bit of difference in the thickness there, probably 3 or 4 mil. So we'll put this one on. The whole alignment here doesn't look very good at all. In fact, what I'm going to have to do, I think, is drill a slightly larger hole for that. It's not great at all, is it? Okay, so I'm going to get a drill and make a slightly bigger aperture. I mean, this one has got a massive aperture comparatively, so I think I can go bigger, and hopefully that will then slot on nicely. So drilled a slightly bigger hole through here, and now I'll slot that on. That works nicely. I'm going to turn the engine over and see how far back that rod goes. So we're going to use a 17 socket on here, and just turn the engine over and try and work out where its lowest point is. Okay, so that point there is almost flush with the spacer. And then it comes out very marginally. And then back in. I have another gasket here, and put on. And that is, with that gasket, that is almost absolutely flush. Just wonder whether it's exactly correct. Our new pump, and hopefully you can see here that the mechanism that goes in and out here very fast as the engine turns around to pump the fuel is very kind of flush with the face of this. Worried that it's still pressing the whole time. So what I'm going to do, I've got another couple of gaskets here. Yes, they won't make much of a difference, but if they make a couple of mil difference, it might just be good enough. Trouble is, I won't necessarily give it the security. That feels better actually. Just pushes it out a little bit, but okay, we're going to try that. See how we get on. So we've got our washers, which will go on either side. And then we have our 13mm bolts. Started. Start this one without dropping it. Okay, now we get our ratchet and pull that in. Should do us. It's not moving anywhere, so that's good. Next we need to put our fuel pipes back on here. So it's important that these are extremely tight. Otherwise, you seem to get a little bit of spray of fuel if they're not.